All right, everybody be seated and welcome. My name is Brad Colbert. I'm a professor at Mitchell Hamline, and I'd like to first thank the friends and the family of our two graduates. They couldn't have done this without you. It is amazing to see you all here. Also want to thank the folks from the Department of Corrections. It's breathtaking that we can actually do this. It's been an interesting year for the state of Minnesota. It makes me proud to be a resident of the state of Minnesota. So thank you to the Department of Corrections and to my friends and my colleagues from the law school. I'm really proud of us too. Thank you, and thanks for the microphone. It is just an amazing tribute that we're able to pull this off. It is, people say things about historic occasions. This is indeed a historic occasion. And of course, it's all about Mo and Jeff. And one of my favorite things about Mo and Jeff is at the law school, it's just Mo and Jeff. It's like Prince or Cher, right? It is not, they don't need last names. It's just Mo and Jeff. That's how it rolls. Everybody knows who you're talking about when it's Mo and Jeff. And I'm so proud of both of you and beside myself. I'm a law professor. I could go on, but I'm going to leave it at that for right now. We have Diamond Fletcher from the Legal Revolution who will give some welcome address.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Today we gather to celebrate a milestone that many once believed was impossible. We are here to honor two remarkable graduates of Mitchell Hamline School of Law who have accomplished something unprecedented, earning a Juris Doctor degree while incarcerated. Let's give it up for that. Thank you. These two graduates are the first in the history of Mitchell Hamline School of Law to achieve this distinction, and among the first in the nation to do so. Their accomplishments demonstrate what becomes possible when determination, opportunity, and excellence come together. This moment represents years of sacrifice, discipline, and perseverance. It represents countless hours spent reading cases, writing briefs, preparing for exams, and refusing to allow circumstances to define your potential. While many law students face challenges on their educational journey, you have navigated obstacles that most people cannot imagine, yet you persisted. Today is not simply a graduation, it's the culmination of a vision. The legal revolution was built on a simple but powerful belief that human potential exists everywhere and that access to legal education can transform lives, families, institutions, and communities. This program was created because we believe that justice requires opportunities for growth, accountability, redemption, and access to education. Today, that belief stands before us in the form of these graduates. Their achievement sends a message far beyond these walls. It demonstrates that education can flourish in unexpected places. It shows that people are capable of growth and transformation, and it reminds us that the pursuit of justice begins with recognizing humanity, dignity, and potential in every person. These two graduates have created a path where none previously existed. Future students will follow the trail they have blazed. Law schools, correctional institutions, and educational programs across the country will look to this moment as evidence of what is possible when barriers are removed and opportunity is extended. Today, we honor not only what has been accomplished, but what it represents: resilience, hope, transformation, and the belief that education can change lives. To Maureen and Jeffery, you have made history, you have inspired us all, and you have helped redefine what legal education can look like. Thank you. Welcome to this historic graduation ceremony as we celebrate these two extraordinary graduates. Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
now we're going to hear from some of our, our faculty members. How about that? Jim, do you want to go first?
Thanks, Professor Colbert. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you, Commissioner, members of the Department of Corrections, friends and family. I'm deeply honored to join you today in celebrating something that has never happened before. But this ceremony is not only about making an historic first, it is about honoring two extraordinary human achievements. Graduation is always a moment of transformation. The first transformation is personal. What you have each accomplished is now a permanent part of your life story. No one can take this achievement from you. You have earned a law degree. You have written a new chapter that will belong not only to you, but to your families, who will know this about you for generations to come. And you will always know this about yourselves. The second transformation is professional. Your education, skills, experience, and your legal knowledge will continue to make a difference. The law can be confusing and intimidating. It can feel distant from the very people it is supposed to protect. But because of what you have learned, because of who you are, you can help others make sense of their rights, find their voices, and see possibilities they couldn't see before. Sorry.
Technology and right.
Well, I will special thank you for knowing my needs. The font was so large we had to use 2 sheets of paper. Your knowledge will be a source of clarity and empowerment. And then there is the third transformation. This one is larger, it is less visible, and it may be the most powerful of all. Most graduates transform themselves. Many go on to transform the lives of others, but very few transform institutions and expectations. This is structural transformation, and the two of you have already begun to do it. Because of your example, educators will see with new eyes who belongs in law school. Legal institutions will see more clearly who can contribute and who can teach us about justice. Yes. Your presence has already expanded the boundaries of what is imaginable. Right. Future students will now have new dreams about what is possible because of you. Years from now, people you may never meet will know your names.
That's good.
They will draw strength from your courage. They will see what you have done and believe that they too can do something more. Today, you have not only claimed this achievement for yourselves, you have made the road wider, the horizon brighter, and the future more possible for others. Congratulations. I'm so proud to honor you today.
Thank you, Jim. And now we get to hear from Dina.
That is a very hard speech to follow. And my font is much smaller. I'm not sure why. Good morning. My name is Dina Sambo, and I am Mo and Jeff's teacher. I've had Jeff and Mo in family law and modern real estate transactions, and Mo also took criminal procedure with me, which was the first time I met someone who was incarcerated. Thank you, Mo and Jeff, for asking me to speak today. It is an honor for me to be chosen by you to be here today. This is my first time in a prison, and there's a reason for that. I want to share about Mo and Jeff through my eyes, and I think the best way to do that is to share what they've taught me, because they've actually taught me more than I've taught them. You see, I grew up with very strict Egyptian parents who taught me from childhood to see the world through a dichotomy, right and wrong, good and bad. Fast forward, I'm almost 40 years old, and for the first time in my entire life, I meet someone who is incarcerated. I really don't know what to expect. I am forever grateful that Mo and later Jeff landed in my classroom. I have learned so much from you. I have learned that people are not all good or all bad. Actions are not all right or all wrong, and that you can't judge a person by their worst moment. Through working with you, I've seen your humanity. your hearts, and your perseverance despite the most awful of circumstances. I see you for all that you were, who you are today, and who you will become. I see you. And that's the most precious gift you've given me, to see you and learn the lesson of humility, the lesson in compassion, patience, and gratitude. You and me, we are from the same generation. We could have been friends, walked the same halls in high school. I think about that often. I wish our paths had crossed sooner. I respect both of you so much, and I thank you for giving me the gift of seeing you, really, truly seeing you. I'm so proud of you, and I'm honored to have taught you, and even more so to have learned from you. I will carry you with me forever in my heart, and I will never forget the lessons you've taught me. Always be the wonderful human beings you are, and keep your chin up no matter what. Congratulations on this amazing achievement, and I look forward to our continued future as colleagues and most importantly as friends.
Thank you. And now we have a non-faculty person, Commissioner Snell.
You can be assured it's a non-faculty person. First and foremost, I did some looking to find, really to kick this off with an appropriate lawyer joke. And I found in my research that there are very many inappropriate lawyer jokes. And after reading hundreds of jokes, I realized that really there are only two real lawyer jokes. All the others are true. Just kidding. It's weird to be here to me today. I remember a conversation quite many years ago with Emily. And that conversation was about the possibility of legal education in a correctional facility. And it was at William Mitchell. There was some video taken at the time. And we talked about it as, is it possible? Is it viable? Could it even happen? And lo and behold, here we sit with two remarkable people graduating from law school at coming out of our facilities. And I couldn't be more proud of that. And all of you, and both of you, I should say, and everyone who supported along the way. The law is, I think, exceedingly complicated for a non-lawyer. And yet, what I believe is that, while certainly this achievement is about your understanding and knowledge of the law, but what I have come to so much appreciate about lawyers on the whole is not so much their ability to kind of think in that legal way, but it is about the way they think, period. And I would imagine over the course of the last 3 years, the way you think has changed. And that thinking will be profound for you, I'm certain, for the rest of your lives, and can make a huge difference to the people's lives that you touch along the way. And for that, I am grateful. It would be, it's fitting that I think there are some thanks that I need to give. And first and foremost, I want to thank the law school. I know that this was not an easy move for you as you look to implement this. I want to thank the Legal Revolution, who I think made this possible and viable, and I'm grateful to you for all you've done. I have to say thank you to all of the DOC staff who I think have done a lot of work to make this happen. Not always easy, challenging in these environments, right? But we got there, and here we are. And to the family and friends of Maureen and Jeff, I think you deserve a lot of credit, because I'm certain that there were phone calls along the way about how hard it is or challenging it may have been, and I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, but you are, and you did. And lastly, I want to say thank you to Maureen and Jeff. Given the fact that this was a lift, right, to have to do this here, I don't believe we could have picked better people to be exemplars and kick this off. And with that, more than anything, I want to say congratulations to both of you, and I wish you well.
Thank you, Commissioner. It's nice to know how much you appreciate lawyers, since I think I've sued you more than anybody else. So I hope you keep that in mind. And now we have our keynote address with our colleague Jared.
All right, Jeff. I'm going to try to avoid looking at your mom because I think I'm going to start crying if I mimic her. So the first prison that I ever visited is Robben Island outside of Cape Town, South Africa. And I went there when I was 14 years old with my family. It was a January day, and in South Africa, that's the warmest time of the year, right? So it was just baking hot. The sun was so bright. You ride a ferry out over there. And I don't know what you were like at 14, but at 14, I had absolutely no interest in whatever my parents suggested. Right? So if it had been our idea, maybe. And as we walked around that prison, we were shown all of the various holding cells where political prisoners during apartheid South Africa had resided within that prison. And at that point in time, back in 2000, it was a mere 10 years since Robben Island's most famous prisoner had been released from another prison. But in the time that Nelson Mandela spent at the prison in Robben Island, he wrote hundreds of letters to people outside of the prison to talk about both his push for the recognition of the shared humanity of all South Africans, for his desire to get out, and mostly he wrote letters to his children and to Winnie, his wife. And those hundreds of letters that he wrote while he was inside of the prison changed the entire trajectory of the ANC's push for a truly democratic South Africa. And when I was trying to think what I was going to say here today and how could I possibly try and meet this moment and the import of this day for the legal academy, for the legal profession, for what it means for this community that you are walking into, I was thinking about both of you as writers and what it means to be able to share your experience and this moment with the rest of the world. And for people that do not know, Jeff and Mo were extremely effective writers at Mitchell-Hamline, right? They wrote things that people have been impressed by, that won awards, that are being published. And that ability to write about the law and about your experience from these circumstances is really remarkable and falls into a tradition of people that have written from inside of cells for hundreds of years. I'm so honored to be able to be here for this moment. I do not have the wisdom to mark this occasion as it deserves. And so I'm going to try to draw just a couple things from Mandela's prison letters in the hopes that those mean something to you as you are joining this community of attorneys, as you're becoming lawyers, and what this moment is. Everyone that's gotten up before me has thanked everyone that was involved in this, and so I am tempted to run through all of the names again because I think it's been really something quite incredible that we have arrived here, that the legal revolution has pulled this off, right? That Professor Colbert has been that Professor Colbert has been able to see us through to this moment, that the Department of Corrections was willing to see this through. This is really something quite miraculous. And so I will defer to the wisdom of Madiba to try to leave you with a couple things to think about. And before I go there, I do want to pause and say to Jeff and Mo's family and friends, thank you so much for sharing them with us over these last years. I know that that has taken their energy, their time, that has meant less energy and time for y'all. And I really want you to know how much we treasure that, how meaningful that has been, and what an enormous impact they have had on all of us. You know, I've given remarks in a lot of contexts, right? I've delivered closing arguments in homicide cases. I've had to testify under oath, present to the legislature. I officiated a wedding, which I don't know why that ever happened. And I want you to know, and I mean this with all sincerity, that I do not think that there has been an occasion that I've been a part of, that there has been a thing that I have said or an address that I have given that comes close to being as important as today. And I mean that with all sincerity, that I think that this is really something quite special. The first point that I want to make about President Mandela's writings, in 1998, he wrote a response to a report that had come out from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission in South Africa. And at the time, it was fairly hotly contested whether or not the Truth and Reconciliation Commission was putting forth reports that were holding people accountable in the ways that most of society wanted to see folks held accountable. And in that letter, throughout it, Mandela consistently talks about the country's shared sorrow and the country's shared joy. And throughout, he never references the pain of his 27 years in prison. He doesn't talk about his own personal accomplishments and the things that he was able to do with his life, these amazing things that he was able to do. But he talked about collectively sowing and reaping. He talked about collective joy, collective sorrow, collective guilt, collective accomplishment. He saw all of it as this shared aspect of humanity that all South Africans were involved in. And the first thing that I want to leave with you is that, we at Mitchell-Hamline want to share your joy in this moment. We want you to be part of our community where we are sharing with you as you go forward and as you think about what's ahead of you. And it really, that collective recognition of this moment and what it means for you to join us is the first thing that I hope that you're able to embrace. The second thing, and this is maybe such an obvious point, but Mandela talked a lot in his letters about the education that he was receiving while he was inside. He was already a very educated man going in, and then he spent all of these years educating himself further while he was incarcerated. And he talked a lot about education as the primary tool of freedom, both in the sense of freeing yourself through education and the ability to change the world through education. And I hope that your time in law school has felt like a little bit of freedom in some way, that has informed the ways that you have freed your mind. And then my third point is related to the first point, and this idea of community and the community that you're stepping into. When Mandela became president, the folks in South Africa began to refer to him as Madiba, right? And that's the name of his tribe. And they did so because he always talked with humility about the things that he accomplished. And he always acknowledged that it was only through everyone's collective struggle that he was able to accomplish those things. And so they claimed him as more than just a president, but as a reflection of his tribe, a reflection of his people, because of his constant acknowledgement of this shared struggle. And so I want to end by just noting that throughout law school, throughout being able to observe you, I was always amazed by the humility with which you walked through law school, right? You had all of these life experiences where you could have held forth to all the other students about the things that they didn't understand about the criminal legal system, about criminal procedure, right? You could have set yourselves up as experts on all of these issues justifiably. And you walked with such humility. And I think that that is truly impressive. And I think that we are honored to have you as representatives of the law school, representatives of what legal education can be at its best. So thank you. I am really honored to be here with y'all. And I hope this day means as much to you as it means to us.
I hope you're hearing how much impact you've had on your professors, which is incredible. And now I've heard some really impassioned speaking. I think of that as kind of the opening act, because now we're coming to the main event. We get to hear from Mo and Jeff themselves. You guys should step up, Maureen.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother, what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Even though this song traditionally talks about a mother, it was my father who sang it to me as a child. Can you stand up, Dad? You encouraged me to be whatever I wanted to be. And you're the reason why I'm the person I am today. So thank you. And I know, thank God. As a child, I was fearless. I felt like I can do anything. When I was 8 years old, I first remembered that I wanted to be a lawyer. And then I found out how long it takes to go to school, and I'm like, no way. When I was 10 years old, I actually died. I was in a house fire. I was clinically dead for 3 minutes. I suffered 2nd and 3rd degree burns on 75% of my body. My heart stopped beating for that 3 minutes, and I suffered a traumatic brain injury due to the loss of oxygen to my brain. After 2 weeks of intensive care and 3 months of rehabilitation, I returned to school determined to get my life back on track, where I scored 4 levels higher than all the other students. I did good in school, but I lost some of my fearlessness after the fire. After the second time I was raped, I lost even more of my fearlessness. Nevertheless, I persevered. In high school, I graduated, but I still had a lot of unhealed trauma, pain, and a diminished sense of self-worth. In 2007, I received my bachelor's degree in communication. And in 2010, my mother died. And I thought, what would make my mother proud? And she always said, go get at least your second degree. So in 2012, I graduated with my second degree in a bachelor's in English literature. In 2014, after an abusive relationship and a series of bad choices, I landed myself in prison with a life sentence. In 2020, however, I was contacted by a guy named John, a third-year law student at U of M, and he told me about somebody named Emily Hunt Turner from Elsewhere. And how he wanted to create an opportunity for those incarcerated to attend the ABA-accredited law school. I thought John lost his mind. Law school and prison? No way. But as time went on and proposals got approved, the prison to law pipeline was born. I remember when John first told me like the name, he said, what do you think about the organization name Prison Law Pipeline? I was like, we'll get used to that name. Now, in 2026, the whole world knows about the pipeline. I still remember the day I called my father and he received a call from my distant cousin in China talking about how his daughter got into law school. And it was a proud moment for sure. As I close this law school chapter and prepare to take the bar exam and become an ambassador for change, I will persevere, just like I did when I was 10 years old.
That's right.
And this journey has not been easy. But today I can confidently say I got my fearlessness back.
Come on.
It has been fully restored. And I had a lot of help along the way. I thank everyone who helped me, the ones in the forefront as well as the ones behind the scene. Emily, your dream is real. Thank you for your strength and your courage to make all this happen. TLR, PLP, John Diamond, Nova, Maya, just thank you so much. All the faculty that's here. Professor Sambo, I got the Cali Award, highest graded student. I was like, and twice, 2 times. Yeah, so I just thank everybody here that's been supporting me, and I had great help with tech, and that's how I got good grades. And Amanda, thank you so much. Elizabeth, Kelly, and Dr. O'Connell been there helping me behind the scenes when nobody was there, even when Claire was helping me study for the LSAT and the commissioner, your phone's ringing. I was just about to say thank you so much for allowing this to come into the prison. That was right on time. That's a lawyer joke for me. Put that one in history. Okay. So I just want everybody to know that my journey is not over. But I do know for sure what will be, will be.
Come on.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Maureen. Now, Jeff, I'm wondering what song you're going to sing. I'm kind of I'm excited to hear.
Ain't gonna be no singing this time. I appreciate you taking care of that for us. I'll try to be quick. Probably save some of my thank yous for when I personally introduce my different supporters and my family to the professors and everybody because I want it to be really personal, and I also want to be quick so that we can have that time at the end to socialize a little bit. But first, to Mo's family, I really enjoyed being on this journey with Mo. She's witty, she's intelligent, and she owned her own space in the classroom with confidence from day one as she continues the great Onyelobi legacy of academic success. So thank you, Mo. To my family, I might not have been prepared for this opportunity if not for my big cousin, L. Maurice Martin. Maurice modeled living up to his purpose and not letting these walls devour our spirit and self-worth as we shared a prison cell together and was in other prisons together. And he helped to put me on this path leading to this opportunity. So make sure he knows I thank him for that. To everyone in the room, part of the framing of today's event is that there's something to be celebrated in me and Mo being the first incarcerated people to attend law school. I can appreciate that, but I'll offer a twist to that narrative. So in my view, the glory of being first is due to a person accomplishing something that others who had the equal opportunity to accomplish, but lacked the skill, determination, courage, or ingenuity, failed to accomplish that. For me, there's been far more talented and experienced incarcerated litigants and legal minds in history and currently than me. Some I live with in prison, such as Eli Darius, Adele Shabazz, Tony Jackson, Pepe McKenzie, Demetrius Dobbins, who John is looking to get in this program pretty quickly. He'll be a contact now. He's been on my butt all day long about it. But the relevant distinguishing factor that allowed me to be one of the first incarcerated law students is the change in some of the gatekeepers of access to justice who decided to open the gates during my time. Yes. So I thank the ABA leadership, who are gatekeepers for access to accredited law schools, the Minnesota Department of Corrections, who are gatekeepers for access to community and educational opportunities, and Hamline School of Law deans, admissions team, and professors that are gatekeepers to a JD from their institution. These three entities had the courage, the wisdom, the vision to do what gatekeepers before them refused to do. They saw worth and value where others were blinded. I'm especially grateful for this, as I once tragically failed to honor the value in the fellow human beings in my past. Part of a lawyer's duty is to advocate for equal access to the law. So in light of this, I encourage the Department of Corrections to expand upon what we are here to celebrate today and invest more in the prison law libraries. Over 1 million civil rights complaints have been filed over the past 2 decades by pro se incarcerated litigants across the country, including freedom of religion, excessive force, and inadequate medical care claims. About 80% of these are dismissed with no consideration of the merits. And these dismissals are largely due to procedural errors made by incarcerated litigants with limited access to legal resources, education, and adequate law libraries. So again, I applaud what DOC has accomplished with the prison law pipeline, and I encourage building upon that success. Thanks to Professor Hilbert, I had to read the entire, well, I didn't have to, but I read the entire case of Brown versus Board of Education rather than the little snippets that we get in our history books. And in that case, which outlawed segregation in public schools, the court said education is the very good foundation of good citizenship. Education is the very foundation of good citizenship. Can I get y'all to repeat that with me? Education. One of the things I've gained from this program is the opportunity to be part of something bigger than myself and the chance to have a consequential role in community. This kind of opportunity promotes pro-social values and behavior. Also, having the ability to advocate for oneself within the parameters of the law, that empowerment deters any criminal attempts to rectify harms and injustices or protect one's humanity and dignity. And so these are very important things why this program hopefully can get expanded into other institutions, other states. I'm grateful for the legal education opportunity provided by the DOC, the ABA, Hamline School of Law, and PLP and its partners and donors, and I intend to honor and uphold that responsibility that comes with such an education. There were a few invitees that I had here that I didn't know if they'd be able to make it, if they would make it on the list, or how that would work. Shane Price, will you stand up, please? Jen Bowen, who I know doesn't like, thank you. Please remain standing. Ann Diamond, Emily Baxter. These individuals have done quite a few different programs and come into the prison. Ann Diamond worked in the prison and have treated me with absolute humanity from the very beginning. And I want you all to know, and my professors to know, that I truly do honor when you are out in the community advocating on our behalf in here. And that keeps me in line whenever there's a struggle, because I know I have to honor the credibility that you have out there in the world when you speak in good names for us. So I really appreciate that. And as I've said in other situations, I think Mitchell-Hamline was one of the best universities we could have come to. You know, usually we hear these dark stories about the competitiveness of law schools and how students might go in the library, tear out books, pages, make sure nobody else can get their grade or anything like that. Mitchell-Hamline, from the very beginning, the professors were very welcoming. The student body was amazingly welcoming. And as an incarcerated person, I've always sizing somebody up to say, okay, well, how are you going to view me? What are you looking at? Do you see an incarcerated person? Do you see a criminal? Do you see just a regular person? And I could say that Mitchell-Hamline saw a law student from the get-go and never questioned that. So I thank you all for your support, and anyone that I didn't thank, the professors, Amanda and Kelly especially, I hope to be able to introduce you to all of my family and all of my other supporters that I invited, so I can thank you in front of them and give you that personal appreciation.
When we started this program, we had many goals, but most of all, we wanted to break down the figurative wall that we use to separate people from the rest of us. Incarceration is by design an act of separation. We remove people from their families and the community, and over time, that separation does something to us all, not just to the people inside, but those of us on the outside. We forget that those walls run in both directions. We lose something too. This program was a deliberate effort to interrupt that, to say, what if we brought people together instead? What if incarcerated students and non-incarcerated students had the same experience, the same trials and tribulations of law school? And I can tell you it worked. And it worked because of Mo and Jeff. I've lost count of the number of Mitchell-Hamline students that have told me that Mo and Jeff changed how they think about the law, about the people that the law touches, about what kind of lawyer they want to be. It's not a side effect of the program. That's the whole point. The wall came down one conversation at a time, one classroom at a time, one small group at a time. Now, after 4 years, I'm sure 4 long years, Mo and Jeff are graduating. And although the bar exam is looming, this is something to celebrate. So now, the time we've been waiting for, the presentation of the candidates for graduation. Just step over here, please. John Geffin, the Executive Director of the Legal Revolution, will present the graduates.
Thank you, Bradford. Yeah, so I'm John Geffin. I'm the Executive Director of the Legal Revolution, and I'm honored today to present our 2 graduates. And I think it was said before that you guys are Mo and Jeff, and you always will be. But today it's a little different. Right? You're Jeffery Young, JD. Onyelobi, JD. Okay. So when I call your name, you'll walk up and please extend your hands to faculty and me, and we'll move forward. So let's try Jeffery Young first, please.
we have some closing remarks from Maya Pennington, the Chief Executive Officer.
All right, let me find my spot here. Good afternoon or morning, everyone. My name is Maya Pennington. I'm the CEO for All Square and the Legal Revolution. Thank you. 4.5-ish years ago, I stepped into an uncharted role as the program director for this ambitious new concept called Prison to Law Pipeline. My first charge was pretty simple in theory, but quite historic in practice, and that was to identify and support 2 strong prospective law students who would become the first incarcerated individuals in the country to attend law school. Through this program, enter Maureen Onyelobi and Jeffery. And now all these years later, here we are, and I'm the last speaker, so I don't want to go on and on, but as I've been reflecting on today, I just kind of think of a lot of the firsts we had back then. My calls to you two telling you that you had been admitted. I had found out you had been admitted. The first day of class when the cameras wouldn't turn on and we had to figure out what to do. We've come a long way together, and I appreciate you two trusting me and our team from the very beginning and supporting you through this uncharted territory. As we bring today's ceremony to a close, I want to take a moment and reflect, of course, on what we've witnessed here today and offer a few words of gratitude, as many of us have today, that have helped make this moment possible. Today is more than a graduation. It is the realization of a vision that many people believed in and poured into long before it became a reality. It is proof that when opportunity, partnership, determination come together, systems can change and lives can be transformed. This program, of course, represents many firsts. As the first graduating class of the Juris Doctorate Prison to Law Pipeline, you've helped to build something that did not exist before. Along the way, there are new challenges to navigate, questions to answer, obstacles to overcome. New paths are never easy to create, and it is often hard to be the first of anything. And yet, you both have held that role with grace and dignity. Yet, I am going to echo some of the things because I think it's really important for us to acknowledge today. But to the parents, families, friends, mentors, loved ones that are gathered here with us today, this accomplishment belongs to you as well. You have supported, encouraged, believed in, and stood by these graduates through moments of uncertainty and moments of triumph. Periods of intense study, calls home with news of being on the dean's list. We hadn't mentioned that today. And calls when some concept in one of your classes was probably driving you crazy. Thank you for being a part of their journey, and we celebrate you today alongside of them. To our partners, of course, Minnesota Department of Corrections, thank you for making this partnership thrive in connection with us all, believing in the power of education first and foremost. That building this relationship and collaborating together with the Department of Corrections has been a journey we've shared for over 5 years now. Your trust, flexibility, willingness to work through challenges alongside us has made this program possible. Time and time again, your team has helped navigate logistics, troubleshoot obstacles, find creative solutions when there's no clear roadmap. So I do especially want to thank Kristen and Jake for their constant collaboration with us. There's many more individuals, but for you two in particular that have gone through this journey with us, thank you. To Hamline School of Law, thank you for your commitment to innovation, access, expanding who gets the opportunity to pursue legal education, a gatekeeping role, as we've heard today. For supporting these students like you would any other student, and for always going the extra mile to ensure that their experience mirrors that of all of their peers and students that walk the halls at Hamline. That commitment and then that level of inclusion is something that we have never taken for granted.
And to the PLP team, the many of us that are in the building in different capacities today, thank you for your tireless work, your vision, your dedication to these scholars. You've created opportunity where none has existed before, and have worked behind the scenes every day to make this program also become a reality, balancing the needs of students, faculty, institutions, and partners is no small task, and yet you have done it with creativity, persistence, and care. Today's celebration would not be possible without the commitment of all of these individuals, but most importantly, and finally, to our graduates. Today, above all else, we not only celebrate what you have achieved, but who you have become throughout this journey. You have demonstrated resilience when the road was difficult and shown discipline when the demands felt very overwhelming. Time and time again, you chose growth, learning, and purpose. You have not simply earned a degree today. You have helped redefine what is possible for yourselves, your peers, your community. You've rewritten narratives that once sought to define your future, and in their place, you have written a new story, one of perseverance, achievement, and leadership. Because of you, others will see new possibilities in themselves. As you close this chapter and enter the next, the goalpost will move once again. The bar exam is ahead, and new challenges await. But if today has shown us anything, it is that you both are more capable of meeting those challenges with that same level of commitment. Intentionality and determination, of course. And those things have carried you today from that very first LSAT exam all the way to today. You will be looked at as leaders, and your experiences, education, and perspective will carry weight in courtrooms, communities, classrooms, halls of debate, across the country. This profession is stronger because of your voices. Future generations will benefit from the path that you have helped create. As you move forward, please remember what you have started. Remember the sacrifices and the long hours, the setbacks and the victories. Remember the people who believed in you and the communities that carry you and that you carry with yourselves every day. And before you rush into the next step, as I know you are already thinking about and planning on, to prepare for that milestone, I do encourage you to just take a moment and really appreciate and soak in the last 4+ years of hard work that you have put in to get here today. What you have accomplished is extraordinary, of course, not just for each of you, but for everyone that will follow in your footsteps, for that list of names that are ready to be the next one admitted. You have left a mark on this program and this institution and the future of legal education, and I have no doubt that you will continue to shape our profession and the communities that you serve. Congratulations, graduates. We are proud of you, grateful for you, and we are very excited to see what happens next. Thank you all for joining us today in this celebration. I do believe this includes our ceremony, but I'm going to hand it back over to our MC here for the final steps.
This does indeed conclude our ceremony. It was a special event marking a special occasion for special people. Let's give them one more round of applause.